Monster Hunter is known for some of its amazing monsters. With 229 monsters in the mainline games and 14 different classes of monsters, it's hard to pick and choose a favorite when a lot are just so damn cool. From goofy bird wyverns like Yankuku, to the iconic flagship flying wyvern Rathalos, to majestic and mysterious elder dragons like Elatrion, and even the unresearched and unknown monster Gormagala.
It's the end of.
The list goes on. With Monster Hunter Wilds coming out next year, and as a lifelong fan of the series, I thought I'd go over and do a tier list of the monsters that I would love to see in the 6th generation of Monster Hunter. Some quick notes before we get in. Firstly, monsters like Deviants, Apexes, Risen Elder Dragons, collab monsters like Behemoth and Leshen all won't be on this list. But frontier monsters like Hypnocatrice, Lavasioth, Espinos, and Flaming Espinos will be included in an upcoming video where I go over which frontier monsters I would like to see in Wilds. So be sure to stay tuned for that. Nextly, at the time of editing this, I had totally forgotten that Akantor and Yukon Lost were not Elder Dragons. So if you hear me refer to them as Elder Dragons, just know I was being a big dum-dum and forgot they were flying wyverns. The Wraths, Diablos, and the top 3 monsters from the Monster Hunter Top 20 list will be put in their own category of will be in Wilds no matter what. More monsters will be added as the video goes on. Lastly, this was all streamed over on my Twitch. I plan to stream the Frontier Monsters tier list, so be sure to follow my Twitch if you want to see that. Link in the description below. I had a ton of fun making this list and this video, and I cannot wait until 2025 to explore Wilds and experience Gen 6 in a whole new light. If you did enjoy this video, be sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for new videos. But without further ado, big fellas, I give you the monsters I'd like to see in Monster Hunter Wilds. Let's start off with Gen 1. Okay, let's start off this list. So, Basarios. Where's B? Basarios. Don't want to be in Wilds. Basarios is an awful monster. It is living fucking rocks. I do not... This thing was in Rise, and it was a pain in the ass to fight. It was an awful monster. It was so bad. You just put rocks on a fucking flying wyvern and put sleepy time on it, and that was it. It's garbage monster. Cephalodrome. I want to say won't be in Wilds. I know that they have this big ass area, desert area. They have it that desert area we saw in the teaser trailer. But I don't feel like he will come back. I'd be surprised to see him come back, of course, but I don't feel like he will. Gendrome, here we go. Gendrome, don't want to be in Wilds. Gendrome is essentially Paralysis Velocidrome. But it would be nice to see that original trio come back, because everybody loves the original Veloci trio. Gendrome is essentially Timmy Turner Velocidrome with the buck teeth and paralysis. Paralysis is always a bitch to fight, so maybe another time. Gravios, here we go. I would like to see Gravios instead. They gave Basarios a chance to shine, and it was just awful. He was awful. I'd rather Gravios instead of Basarios. Anyone can say that Gravios is way better than Basarios, and when I'd like to see an updated look for Gravios, even though they pretty much kill him off every time, because like they gotta have the superior one. It's the same thing with Diablos and Monoblos. But what does Gravios do again? I forget. He has like fire and I think poison, right? Oh no, fire and sleep. Yeah, Basarios has... Oh no, he has sleep too. So yeah, I think Gravios is better, just only having 2 with fire, blight, and sleep. So Gravios would be pretty cool to see in Wilds. Gypsaros. Where is he? Not a lot of people like Gypsaros. Gypsaros needs to be in Wilds. I feel like people who have not faced off against Gypsaros would be in for a hell of a fucking fight, with him faking out people after he quote unquote dies, quotation marks. I think it would be amazing to see people's reactions when they see this guy fake out his death And he's got the nose hammer. Yeah, I get it's annoying and all that, the stun. But yeah, I think Gypsaros would make a great addition to Wilds, and to fake out those newer hunters that haven't played older Monster Hunter games like myself. Iodrome right here. Don't want to be in the Wilds. Like I said, I really enjoy the original dromes. Or is it Gaiadrome? No, it's Iodrome. That's part of it. Iodrome, Gendrome, and Velocidrome. Poison is always a bitch to fight, especially if you don't have antidotes. I don't carry a lot of antidotes on me all the time, or herbal medicines, but it's always a bitch to fight. But Iodrome, I don't want him to be in Wilds. It would not be fun to fight him. I mean, hell, they could make something cool. But next one, Khezu. I'd like to see Khezu come back. I'd like to see him come back again. Get his he had his chance and made a mark for the newer hunters who fought him in in Rise, excuse me. Who fought him in Rise. Can't go wrong with Khezu, the gross pee-pee monster that has no theme. But yeah, Khezu has that creepy and eeriness that I think would be amazing to see in Wilds. And then like 4K high quality shit in the new RE engine and all that. But yeah, Khezu, I would love to see Khezu in Wilds. Monoblos is our next one. Won't be in Wilds, let's be honest. Monoblos hasn't been back since Generation 1. Diablos takes his spot every fucking time. I like the way Monoblos looks with the Styracosaurus looking head and all that, but let's be honest, he's not making it back in. He is not making it back in at all. Sadly, I'd like to see him come back, but he won't make it back. He will not make it back. Cooler Diablos, but Diablos always takes the cake with Capcom. Plesioth. I'd love to see Plesioth in Wilds. Actually, needs to be in Wilds. I want new hunters to understand that this thing's hip checks have a gravitational, like a fucked up gravitational pull. Plesioth is crazy to fight, especially for like the older hunters are gonna have some crazy ass flashbacks with this dude. But he needs to be in Wilds alongside Gypsaros. Those troll monsters need to make a first few hunts in low rank. I would love to see it. Just being big ass trolls. Velocidrome, I love you dearly, but you won't be in Wilds. You won't be in Wilds, let's be honest. You had Velociprey in Rise in Jungle, but you didn't have the Velocidrome. They won't bring him back, I'm telling y'all now. Sadly, it's another Monoblow situation. The greats, well, the great Jaggies, Baggy, and fucking Roggy will always take the cake for most of the hunters. I would love to see Velociprey somehow make a return, but you never know. Yankuku. I don't want Yankuku to be in. I feel like Yangaruga is the better version of it. The crazy bird monster. Yankuku is just essentially like if Yangaruga smoked a bunch of weed and chilled out and wasn't as crazy and didn't yell as much. I don't want Yankuku. Why would you put the more calmer version of Yangaruga in the game when you can have the crazy bird like Yangaruga? Fatalis. I would actually like to see him come back. Like for like obviously like DLC master rank shit. We had him with World. I love this fight in World. It's still a bitch to fight him, I'm telling you. But Fatalis, of course, would make a big impact as like the final update or something for like DLC. Somehow maybe add some new mechanics or stuff. I'd like to see him in. Kirin, I get the feeling I don't want him to be in, but he will be. Kirin wasn't in Rise, and I feel like he might return for Wilds. I don't want him in because of the lightning fights and shit like that. I'd much rather have a Roshi Kirin in, which We'll get to Orochimaru when we get there. Everybody fucking hates this dude and his thunder attacks. Just a bitch to fight. He's just got these crazy ass small hitboxes, and he's just a bitch to fight. Lao Shanlong. Lao Shanlong right here. He won't be in Wilds. He won't be in Wilds, I'm telling y'all now. Capcom knows its players hate siege monsters like Zor Magdaros and all people didn't like the ramp. I didn't mind Rampage, but people did not like siege monsters like Zora and Ibushi. But when they brought Ibushi back and all that, for like being able to fight him like away from the Rampage was pretty cool. But I don't feel like Lao is just way too fucking big for Capcom to bring him in and all that. It literally takes 5 minutes for Lao Shenlong to load into the screen. Azir Rathalos. I feel like he's gonna be in no matter what. Well, he wasn't in Rise. Yeah, I think he'll make it in no matter what. It's Rathalos. Come on, like he's everywhere. He's like he's the flagship of the series. Silver Rathalos. I'd love to see Silver Wrath. I'd honestly rather Silver Wrath I'd rather Silver Wrath make it in, but I feel like he's gonna make it into the master rank stuff like always. He's always Silver Wrath always makes it in after like DLC stuff. He made it in with Rise. He was in it with What World? But I prefer Silver Rathalos over Azir Rathalos any day. Black Diablos, where are you? I feel like you'd make it in. No matter what. I feel like it's Diablos. Monster Hunter loves Diablos. They're always gonna put Diablos over White Monoblos in. It's just literally Diablos, but angrier, but female in heat and angrier. That's essentially that. Black Gravios. Black Gravios and regular Gravios I'd love to see. Blue Yankuku. Again with Yankuku. Where are you? Blue Cuckoo, I don't want to see. Again, same thing as regular Cuckoo, just different colored. Why would you put the shittier player in when you can have the better player like Yangaruga? Green Plesioth? What is Green Plesioth any different? Oh, it has sleep. Does regular Plesioth have sleep? I don't remember. I don't think it does. Oh yeah, it does. I don't know. I think I'd rather just have regular Plesioth in, so I don't want him in. I'd rather just have regular Plesioth. Have people freak out about regular Plesioth's big ass hip checks. Pink Rathian. I think Pink Rathian's gonna make it in again too. No matter what. Pink Rathian's gonna make it in no matter what. It's the same with Gold Rathian, which is actually who's next on our list. I think Gold Rathian's gonna make it into like the Master Rank expansion. It's always happened. I'd rather the Metal Wraths over the different colored ones. The Azure and Pink, honestly. Because the Metal Wraths are just a bit cooler than the other ones. I mean, it's gold and silver. Who doesn't like gold and silver? Purple Gypsaros. What does purple Gypsaros do? Is it noxious? It's noxious poison, so it's toxic. I don't know. I think I just leave. It's the same thing as Plesioth. I'd just leave it out. Actually, I think the same thing goes for Black Gravios. Purple Gypsaros, yeah, I don't want in. I'd rather just have the base forms of these guys rather than their different colored subspecies. It makes no difference. Red Kezu. Red Kezu can stay out. Because again, I think I'd rather just have like the base original form. White Monoblos is not making it in, let's be honest. You're not making it in, sadly. Sadly, they're not gonna put it in. They are not gonna put it in. We all know that for a fact. It's the same thing with Ashen Lao. They're not gonna put Ashen Lao Shenlong. If they're not gonna put Lao Shenlong, they're definitely not gonna put Ashen in, let's be honest. Crimson Fatalis needs to be in Rise. Any between white or crimson have to be in. Crimson is really cool because you fight it in a volcano, which is fucking sick, man. Come on, it's fighting in a volcano. Let's be honest, that's cool as shit. As like a later down the line DLC Master Rank fight, it would be so cool to have him as that, man. Crimson Fatalis definitely needs to be in Wilds. Yangaruga, Scarred Yangaruga and Yangaruga are the same. I'd like to see Yangaruga come back. Like I said, Yangaruga is essentially the better Yan Cuckoo. Cuckoo is just ass. Why would you have the shittier player over the better player in your game? Yangaruga, it was a fun fight. It's got good armor too. And all that. It's got a good crit eye and shit on that. So, second generation. Starting it off with Bulldrome. Oh god, Bulldrome. I don't want him to be in wilds. Bulldromes and Bullfangos are just a pain in the ass. You take Bullfango and you just make him big. No. Bullfango, no. I hate it. Congalala, throw it the fuck. You should never have made this monster. Congalala is a horrid monster. Do not want this thing in wilds. Awful monster. Fart jokes are funny, but not when it's in Monster Hunter. This thing is annoying. It pisses me off. Oh, I forgot Blengonga. Blengonga, don't want to see it. Don't want to see it. It's essentially Ice Rajang. Why would you? It's again, that's the same scenario with Yankutku and Yangaruga. Why would you put your shit player in when you have the better player, which is Rajang for that case? But yeah, Congalala is not fun to fight. It's annoying. I hate it. The farts piss me off. Daimyo Hermitar. I don't think Daimyo would make it in because he was in Rise. I'd like to see new Carapacians make it in though too. But I don't think Daimyo is gonna make it in. Sadly, Shogun Shanatar won't make it in either. I really like Shogun Shanatar over Daimyo. I don't know, maybe he will, but I don't think he will make it in. Daimyo's cool. He's got really good defensive set. Gaiadrome. The Ice Velocidrome. I don't want him in. Ice Velocidrome. Ice is like the worst stat blight to go against. I hate ice. Even when fighting like ice active Elatrion, it's just, it tanks your stamina and then you just gotta wait to get it up and stuff. It's annoying. It's super annoying. I'm not a big fan of ice blight and stuff. King Shakalaka? Is he even on this list? Yeah, he is. He's not gonna be in. When was the last time King Shakalaka was in? Let's be honest, King Shakalaka is not gonna make it in. I think that was just literally a meme monster for Monster Hunter 2. Rajang needs to be in. Rajang needs to be in. Rajang needs to be at the front. I love y'all know Rajang's is my favorite monster. I love this guy. His armor set's awesome. I use his head in his pants in World as like my main attire, like that I wear and shit. It's my favorite monster. I don't think I really need to explain myself. Just as long as you make him like a menace like he did in World, that's all I need. Don't make him a bitch like he did in Rise. Shengao Ren, I do not want this fucking guy in the game. Does not need to return. It is just like Shao. He won't be in. Shengao Ren is just tedious as fuck. It's just, it takes so long to fight him. This dude has a Lao Shenlong skull on his back. He's just so tall, and it takes forever. He won't be in. He won't be in. Old Shianatar. Again, the same scenario for our Carapacian friends. I would love to see him come in, but I just don't think you can have Shogun without Daimyo. It's just like those two go together like fucking peanut butter and jelly. But it'd be cool to have him in. I'd like to see him in a nice 4K in the new RE engine. Chameleos. I'd like to see Chameleos come in. Chameleos was not in World, but he was in Rise. I feel like it'd be a nice chance for Chameleos to shine on his own, much like how Kushala and Teostra did in World and Rise themselves. But I personally feel like Chameleos should have his own time to shine in Wilds, and it's got a cool wizard hat armor set. Kushala, don't want but will be in probably, because it's Kushala and Teostra. Same thing with Teostra. Kushala has been in every single Monster Hunter game since its fucking release. It's a flagship Elder Dragon, but I honestly don't want Kushala. We've had Kushala and Teostra so much. I feel like it's time to let other Elder Dragons get their time in the sunlight, like Chameleos, like some certain Frontier Elder Dragons that I'm not going to name drop quite yet.
But I definitely think he'll be in, but I don't want him in. Rusted, don't think they're gonna put Rusted Kushala in. They didn't put him in World, they didn't put him in Rise. He won't be in. It's literally Rusty Kushala Daora. That's it. Lunastra. I don't want her in Wilds. I'd rather fight Teostra than fight Lunastra any day. Lunastra is just so annoying to fight with her blue flames and stuff. It's just obnoxious, and you constantly take damage. It's so hard to fight her. But I don't want to see her in. She doesn't even have that good of armor skills and armor set. Teostra. Old Teo, I don't want in. But will be in. It's the same thing with Kushala. I feel like there are other Elder Dragons like Chameleos that need their time in the sun, where these two have had both World and Rise to shine. I feel like it's time to let Chameleos and some other Elder Dragons shine and stuff like that. But I know Teostra is gonna probably make it in because it's, again, Teostra. Big hitter for me. White Fatalis. This goes above Rajang. White Fatalis needs to be in. This dude was top 15, in the top 20. White Fatalis needs to be in. Okay, he has the coolest theme. He has the coolest fight. He's literally better than both Crimson and Black Fatalis. This dude deserves time in the spotlight. He deserves it. He's the coolest one. The Red Lightning, the armor set is so cool. The weapons are so cool. Like, it's time, Capcom, you bring White Fatalis back. Like, when they showed off Lucid Nargacuga, I thought the Forlorn Arena was White Fatalis. Yamasukami, do not bring this abysmal monster back. Do not bring it in. Do not bring it back. I don't even think they will bring it. It won't even be in the game. Yamasukami is just an abysmal monster. Its fight takes forever. The wind. There's one thing that I hate the most. It's wind.
Hey, Editing Akira here. Just wanted to say that Yamasukami doesn't use wind. I don't know why I said that he has wind. I think I was still thinking about Kushala. His placement still stays the same, but I can't be the only one who thinks his arena looks like Mysterio's boss fight from the 2000 Spider-Man game.
Is it too late for us to be friends?
But it's just an abysmal looking monster. Don't bring this guy back, please. Please do not bring Yamasukami back. A Cantor I'd like to see. I'd like to see what big siege monster you go up and fight him. Like I said, could replace Kushala and the Kushala or Teostra spot. I'd really like to see him. T-Rex, let's be honest. It's T-Rex. He's gonna make it in no matter what. He didn't make top 20, but he's definitely gonna make it in, let's be honest. He's been in World, he's been in Rise. He's gonna make it in no matter what. Copper Blanganga goes in don't want. It's literally sand Blanganga. That's it. You fight it, it throws sand and shit at you. You go ouch, you get burned, and you get stunned. No, you don't get burned, okay. You go ouch, that's it. You get stunned. That's it. No, don't want it in Wilds. Same thing with Emerald Kongalala. Don't bring this abysmal monster back. If it eats, it's literally, if it eats different foods, it has different abilities. So, no. Kongalala is an abysmal monster. Do not bring this fucker back. Do not bring Kongalala and Blanganga back when you have Rajang. Furious Rajang. Same thing with regular Rajang. It needs to be in, even as a master rank monster. Again, great armor set. I remember fighting this dude for the first time. It was crazy. The Rise fight was really good. They brought back him chucking half the earth at you. World fight, he was just as much of a menace. Nargacuga. Narga is making it in 100%. Let's be honest. It's Nargacuga. He was top 10. Nargacuga is making it in for sure, no matter what. It's Nargacuga. He was top 10. Cat monster has cool roar. They go meow. Plum Daimyo. He's not making it in. It's the same scenario as the rest of the Carapacians. I'd like to see the Carapacians return, but I don't think they're gonna make it in. Maybe in DLC, I don't know. Terra, Shogun, Shianatar, it's the same thing. Yuken Loss goes in with right next to its arch nemesis. I think these two would be a perfect chance to replace Teostra and Kushala. We didn't have, I thought we were gonna get them in Rise, but we didn't. But it would really be cool to see these two in Monster Hunter Wilds. And I'd love to see a scenario where you actually see the two of them fight. Old Double Tusk and Shovel Mouth going at it, that would be fucking amazing. It would be amazing to see these two go see each other turf war. But yeah, Yuken Loss Yuken Loss and a Cancer definitely need to make it in. Best Boy Queen, I don't think the Best Boy Queen's making it in at all. Won't be in. Hasn't been in another game since Freedom Unite. I don't think it's making it in. End of discussion. 3rd gen, Agnactor. I think with the rise of Leviathans coming back, like we obviously know Lagiacrus is gonna come back because he made it top 3. I'd like to see him come back. I'd like to see Agnactor come back. We don't usually see a lot. We haven't seen a lot of Leviathans throughout Gen 5. Like I know Lagiacrus was supposed to be in, but there was a bunch of skeletal issues with him. Mizutsune made it in. Almudron made it in. Those were the only 2 that made it into Rise, I believe. I could be wrong. Been a while since I played Rise, but I'd like to see Agnactor. We had Oroktors in Rise, but we didn't have Agnactor, which I feel like was such a missed opportunity. Barioth is probably gonna just make it in. It's Barioth again. Another iconic monster, snow monster. You're gonna have a snow area. Blah 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 blah. So on and so forth. Annoys me in fighting. It's gonna be in no matter what. Barioth. I don't want to see him in. I don't want to see him in. We've had him too much. I feel like it's time to let other monsters get their time in the sun. Like it'll probably make it in, but I don't want him. I'm gonna put it here though. Don't want, but will we in? There are other mud monsters that can make it better than Barioth. Devil Joe. Devil Joe needs to come back. End of discussion. Devil Joe needs to come back. Right next to Rajang. Devil Joe wasn't in Rise, but I really, really would love to see how fights would have gone with Devil Joe with wire bugs and stuff like that. And fights with Malzeno and Magnamalo and all that would have been so cool to see that. Giganox. Of course, Devil Joe's armor is really cool too and all that. Giganox. I really think Giganox needs to come back. This thing is just as creepy as Khezu. It's got little babies that suck the life out of you and stuff. Giganox deserves its time in a high definition Monster Hunter game. Gobel. No. Gobel will not make it in. This thing is an awful monster. Its on-land fight is mid, but its in-water fight is abysmal. Don't bring it back. Even if they do end up bringing out underwater combat, don't bring it back. Do not bring back Gobel. Great Baggy. I feel like I don't want him in, but he'll be in. It's literally ice. Again, ice is such a bad element to go against. All these ice monsters are so OP. Great Jaggy needs to be in. I don't care, honestly, about Baggy and Ruggy, but Jaggy has to be in. Jaggy has to be in. I'd love to see Jaggy come back. You didn't have him in Rise because of fucking Izuchi. You had Jaggies and Jagias in what's the game? Rise. You had him in that. Kurapiko needs to be in. I would love to see Hunters fight Kurapiko and have Devil Joe, Rajang, or Basil Goose show up. Some type of invader monster show up and bug them while Kurapiko tries to make a run for it. It would be so much fun to see that. It would be so funny to see the reactions of other hunters and stuff, like first timers and all that. It's probably one of the better bird wyverns that need to be in. Royal Ludroth, do not bring this guy back, please. I don't want him in. You had him in Wilds. Oh, that was another Leviathan that made it in. Royal Ludroth. I don't want him in. You had him in Rise. I don't want him in Wilds. Sponge Lizard, not fun to fight. Urgan. I don't want him in either. It's roly-poly boy that go boom. I don't want him in. It's just obnoxious, and you ding a lot off of him and stuff like that. It's just like a no, thank you. Elatrion, y'all already know, my favorite elder. Actually, I'd like to see him come back. Everybody was divided when Elatrion came out, and I saw why. Because I didn't fight Elatrion until I did Must Die. His Must Die, but I love to see him come back in a new light. It's one of my favorite elders. I'd like to see him, but he doesn't need to be in Wilds. Sedeus. If they end up doing something with water combat, I would like to see Sedeus come back. But he hasn't been back since 3 and Tri and 3 Ultimate and all that. But if they somehow end up implementing underwater combat and all that in the game, I'd like to see Sedeus. Jen Moran, another siege monster. I don't know. I don't think he'd really be in. I don't think he will be in. Just again, too big for the type of monster like him to make a siege and all that. Again, like, with examples like Lao and Gao, Shen Gaoren. I mean, I like how I said Gao. I don't think he'll make it in. He hasn't made it in since Generations Ultimate. Portable third. Starting it off, Arzuros. That's Apex Arzuros. Arzuros. I don't think I want to see Arzuros come back. We had him in Rise. It was cool. It matched the theme from the game he was from and all that. I don't think he should come back. I think he should sit this one out. Maybe let some other monsters, like new ones, show up and take the spotlight. Baleful Giganox. What does Baleful do? Is it poison? It's thunder. I don't want him in. It's gonna it's gonna be another like green Plesioth and all that. I think just using the base poison Giganox would be fine. I'm saying a lot. Huh? But yeah, Baleful is just essentially thunder Giganox. I think poison Giganox would be better. Brute Tigrex. I don't think he will make it in. Brute. I don't think he'll make it in. Tigrex didn't get any forms in Rise. I don't know why I keep saying Wilds. Yeah, he didn't get any form in Rise, but he did with World. But if he's going to be in the main game, I don't think he will get any form. I'd like to see him come back. Brute Tigrex is a lot of fun to fight for me, but I don't think he's going to make it back in. Crimson Kurapika. What did Crimson Kurapika do again? Thunder. Compared to regular Kurapika? Compared to fire and thunder. Yeah, again, it's another color variant example. Crimson Kurapika can go with Baleful. It's fire over thunder, and I think just having regular Kurapika would be better. Duramboros. Oh boy. I wanted Duramboros in Rise so bad too. Duramboros needs to be in Rise behind Kurapika. Give the big hammer Brute Wyvern a chance. Hammertail Brute Wyvern a chance. He's an okay fight. I'd like to see new hunters go up against him. Plus, he's silly. He's a silly guy. He trips over his own tail sometimes. Or what's the thing when he does the spin and he slams on the ground and he stuns himself somehow. But I'd like to see Duramboros. He needs to come back. Ice Ignactor, Glacial Ignactor. It's another thing. I don't want it to be in Wilds. It's just it's a colored It's the ice. Ice pisses me off so much. Great Rocky. Oh, but so, yeah, don't want, but will be in. Green Nargacuga. I'd like to see Green Nargacuga show up. Would like to see in Wilds. Green Nargacuga has stun instead of, what did he have? Just nothing? Yeah. Huh. Oh no, he had bleed in Iceborne. That's right. He had bleed in Iceborne. Yeah, stun compared to Iceborne. Stun compared to bleed would be pretty cool too. So I'd like to see Green Nargacuga make a comeback. Jade Baroth, do not. Again, ice monster, annoying. Don't like ice monsters. They annoy me. And that's why I'm putting Lagombo in here. Lagombi. I don't want it in Wilds. I do not want this fucker in Wilds at all. He's just so obnoxious with the snowballs, and you go to hit his ass and he fucking throws it in your face. And it's just like, no, man, why? I don't know. No, thank you. No, thank you. Nibblesnarf. Nibblesnarf would be a fun addition to have, too. And you roaming around in the big desert and all that. I'd like to see Nibblesnarf come back, and new hunters face him and stuff like that haven't faced Nibblesnarf in the back. Plus, I feel like he would get a nice updated look for Wilds in 4K and stuff like that. You put the bomb on the ground and all that, and you go boom. But yeah, I think it would be nice to see Nibblesnarf come back. Purple Ludroth, Poisonous Ludroth. No thanks. Don't want in Wilds, no. Sandberry Elf, do not bring this thing into fucking Wilds. Do not bring it in. You didn't bring it in with the other games, so don't bring it in with this game. Don't bring him back. It's sand. It's annoying. Barioth's already annoying as is. Don't bring him back. Easy as that. Thank you. Steel Uragan, everybody's favorite monster. Literally at the bottom of the top 228. What is the difference between Steel Uragan and... Oh, he has Soiled. Get him the fuck out. Get him out. Get him out. I don't want him in Wilds. No. No. Put him next to his brother. Is Soiled? No. No, thank you. No, thank you. And that's why I'm putting Volvadon and don't want in Wilds. Volvadon, abysmal. Is just abysmal. Don't bring him back. Amatsu? I don't think he's gonna be in. He won't be in. Amatsu won't be in because we had him in Rise. It was really good. It was a really good fight, but I don't think they're gonna bring him back unless it's something down the line. He just he matched the aesthetic, like the whole Japanese aesthetic and all that, Asian aesthetic and all. Like it matched with it. We're on to 3 Ultimate now. Bracky, big old Brack, needs to come back. Brack needs to come back. I love Brachydios. It's another one of my favorite monsters. I'd love to see him in a new light. I loved him in World. I love him in the old games. It's pretty self-explanatory. Brachydios should come back. Ivory Lagiacrus. I think since Lagiacrus is gonna be in, either A, I don't want to see him. But B, Abyssal Lagiacrus. It's just a guy Lagiacrus online. Abyssal Lagiacrus. I'd love to see. We all know Lagiacrus is gonna make it in. He made it top 3. So he's gonna eventually in his master rank when the master rank version of Wild comes out. Or the DLC, I should say, the expansion. When the DLC comes out for Wild, Abyssal Lagiacrus should be his variant form. Rust Duramboros, I don't think it's gonna be in. Let's be honest. It'd be cool to see it, but it's not gonna make it in. I think it's just... What is it? What makes Rust Duramboros any different than regular Duramboros? Muddy. Oh no, yeah, don't want that. That makes you slow. And also another thing on Abyssal Lagiacrus, he was top 15. I think he was no, that's Stygian. He was, I think, 13th Abyssal Lagiacrus, so I definitely think he could make it in. But no to Rust Duramboros. Muddy is annoying to fight. Stygian Zinogre, I'd love to see him come back. Again, monster, he was top 10. I mean, he was top 20, so I definitely think he should come back for master rank. It'd be cool to see. Dire Morales. Big boy. Oh, man. Literal big boy. Big Dire Morales. If you can't bring back White Fatalis, bring back Dire Morales. Dire Morales would be such a cool way. I know you don't have the underwater combat and stuff like that, but having Dire Morales as like another final fight monster would be fucking so cool, man. We haven't seen him since when was his last game appearance? Yeah, no, it's just 3 Ultimate because there was an underwater and 4 Ultimate. So if Capcom somehow found a way to bring Dire Morales back and to make it good, then I would love to see. He needs to be in at a good chance. Goldbeard Sidious. I don't think Goldbeard would make it in. I don't think he'd make it in. I don't know what really makes it difference between the regular Sidious and Goldbeard Sidious. Just literally golden. If underwater combat does come back, I'd rather just have regular Sidious come back. Hollow Genmaran, I don't think he's coming back either. Again, with the big siege monsters, I don't think these guys are gonna come back like Lao. It falls under the same category as siege monsters like that. But Hollow Gen won't be coming back, I feel it. Alright, Gen 4. Quechua. We don't have a lot of fanged beasts in previous games except for Rajang and Garangolm from Gen 5, but Quechua should definitely come back. Needs to come back. I would love to see Quechua come back and cause some mischief and mayhem and shit. It'd be super cool to see him come back. Underrated as fucked fanged beast too. He's got the funny ear mask and all that, so it'd be cool to see him come back. Molten Tigrex. Oh, I'd like to see him come back. I would like to see him come back. Because we didn't get Molten Tigrex in Rise. I wanted Molten Tigrex to come back too. It would have been cool to see him. He's got Blast Blight and I think Fire Blight. You know, just Blast Blight. Yeah, it'd be really cool to see him come back. Najarala, Snake Wyverns need to make a huge comeback. Huge comeback even with new ones, because I think Najarala is the only Snake Wyvern. Yeah, Snake Wyverns need to come back. Make a new big impact. Like there's 2 snakes on the icon of Monster Hunter Wilds, and I definitely think they might make a big comeback with this game. So Najarala needs to be in if they're gonna bring back Snake Wyverns. Nursilla. You can't have Gypsaros without Nursilla. Nursilla, I begged to have in Rise. Because we had Rachna Kadaki, but we couldn't have Nursilla. The only reason why we couldn't have Nursilla is because we didn't have Gypsaros. Because Nursilla hunt and kill Gypsaros for their skin and they wear it. Regular Nursilla wears Gypsaros and the variant wears Kazoo skin. But Nursilla, my favorite Temnoceron needs to come back. Ruby Basarios does not need to come back. Throw this thing the fuck out. Don't want it. Do not bring Ruby Basarios back, please. Celtus and Celtus Queen. These 2 go together. Celtus alone, I'd like to see him come back. What did they fall under again? The Neopteran. The Neopterans need to come back and all that. Even it'd be cool to have like a moth one. So Celtus and Celtus Queen, I would love to see in the game because they kind of go together. But tag team monsters are a super underrated trope in Monster Hunter, which we'll get into a lot when we do the Frontiers tier list. Tetsucabra, the original amphibian. Where are you? Tetsucabra, I'd love to see come back. Tetsucabra they had a baby Tetsucabra in Rise, so why not bring fucking regular Tetsucabra in Rise? Nope. And the same goes for Zamtrios. Let's have Zamites, but not Zamtrios. Why did Rise do that? Why did you have certain lower ranking monsters that fall in the same category as their bigger counterparts, but you didn't have their bigger counterparts in the game? Didn't make sense to me, but I'd love to see these two amphibians make their way back. They would be perfect. Alongside, they could be a trio now alongside with Tetranodon. They could be a trio together now, even though they're not from the same generation. Gore. No explaining. Top 5. Gore Magala needs to be in. Actually, I think he's gonna be in no matter what, because he's made it top 5. Gore Magala is gonna be in no matter what. Darren Moran, again, another big siege monster. Don't think he's gonna make it in. Hasn't been in since Alt 4 Ultimate. He won't be in. Darren Moran, yeah, same category as the siege monsters. I feel like they'll save the siege stuff for like at least a new one. Dalmader. I would love to see Dalmader come back as like a final boss monster or something like that. As like a final update monster or something that falls under the categories like Dire or White Fatalis. But it would be really cool to see him. We haven't seen him. Is he even in Generations Ultimate? I think he is. He's only in 4 Ultimate, but I think it would be really cool to see Dalmader come back. Orochi Kirin. I would honestly rather have Orochi Kirin come back than regular Kirin. Orochi is just, I know ice, I hate ice monsters. I said I hate ice monsters, which I do. I hate them. I feel like it'd be better. It was supposed to be in Iceborne, but I think due to the COVID shit, it got fucked up and they couldn't put him in. So I was like, that's disappointing. But Orochi Kirin would be really cool to have in Wilds as like a master rank counterpart or something like that. I don't know. Shigaru is gonna make it in for sure. He was top 20. Let's be honest. Shigaru and Gore they're gonna make it in. They made it to top 20 monsters. The top 20 monsters are definitely gonna make it in for sure. If the top three are gonna make it in, the top 20 are gonna make it in. Ash Ketchawatcha, I don't think Ash Ketchawatcha is gonna make it in. He won't be in. At the same time, I don't want him in because I just want the regular base form to get the time in the light it deserves, along with Berserk and Desert Celtus and Celtus Queen. Don't want in. I just want their base forms. Raging Brack I'd like to see come back again as another master rank type thing. I love the Raging Brack fight now. It was really good what they did with it in World, instead of making him green and just explode every now and then. Seregios definitely needs to come back. That's Shadra Dalmader. I'd love to see Seregios come back. To have him and a bunch of other monsters in that big ass desert, I definitely really would love to see Seregios come back. Shrouded Nursilla. Again, she falls under the category of monster of they should just have the base form and not the other form, which Shrouded Nursilla I think is paralysis and the other Nursilla is poison. Or it's the other way around. Yeah, no, she's poison and sleep, while regular Nursilla is poison and sleep, while Shrouded Nursilla is noxious poison and paralysis. So yeah, I think they keep, like I said, keep the base monsters, and if you want to add their variant forms later on in the future, that's cool by me. Again, with Tidal Najarala and Tiger Stripe Zamtrios, they both fall under that category. If you want to add them in later on down the line, that's okay. But just like for talking base game, I'd rather have just their regular forms and all that. Chaotic Gore, even though he's gonna fall in, but I think he will be in no matter what. It's Gore, it's Chaotic Gore. You couldn't have regular Gore without Chaotic later on down the line. Gogmazios. Oh boy, where is he? Gog needs to come back as a final boss, even though he hasn't been back since 4 Ultimate. I love Gog. I remember fighting Gog when I first bought it and stuff like that. It was definitely one of the hunts of all time in Monster Hunter 4. I feel even though I said about with big siege monsters, Gog would be different because everybody loves Gog Mazios, the dragon with the Dragonator on its back. It'd be such a cool way to either end off like a Wilds DLC, and then they start working on the next Monster Hunter. But I really hope Gog Mazios does end up coming to Wilds, even though he hasn't been back since 4 Ultimate. Shah Dalmater, I don't want in. If you're gonna do Dalmater, just do his regular form. Generations Ultimate, Astalos. I don't want Astalos. I don't want Astalos because I want Gammoth to have its time to shine. Gammoth deserves its time. You had Glavenus in World, Astalos and Mizu in Rise, and now it's time for Gammoth to get its time in the sun, or again in this case, the snow. Gammoth, like I said, Gammoth needs to be in Wilds and get its time to shine. It's a great Fang beast. It wasn't in Rise, which it should have been, even though it's fucking massive. You would have had so much room for Gammoth, though. They could have made it work. They could have made Gammoth work, I feel like. Glavenus, same thing with Astalos. I don't want Glavenus in, only because I want Gammoth to shine. Mizu, again, don't want in because Gammoth, again, on that same topic. Oh, I totally forgot about Malfestio. Malfestio would be fun to have. The confusion in having the reverse controls would be fun. I'd like to see Malfestio make its way into the game, because Malfestio was kind of like my first roadblock when I fought him in Generations Ultimate. But he'd be a lot of fun. He gives sleep and confusion, and to have confusion as a new blight in the game would be really cool. Really, really cool. Oh, I forgot to do Macau. Great Macau too. I don't want him in Wilds. Put him right here. Yeah, I don't want Macau. Other great variant monsters are better. Nakarkos. Nakarkos falls under the same siege category. I'd like to see him in, but I don't think Nakarkos is gonna make it in. Falls under the same big siege monster category and probably won't make it in, sadly. I'd like to see him. He was cool. Autelka, again, falls under the category of big siege monster. Probably won't make it in, final boss monster. Be cool to see her, but she won't make it in. Everybody's favorite jet dragon. Where is he? Where is he? Here we go, Valstrax. Valstrax is making it in for sure. We all know he's gonna make it in. He was top 5. We all know he's gonna make it in. All right, Generation 5. Monster Hunter World and Monster Hunter Iceborne. Anjanath. I think Anjanath might make it back in. Don't want him in, but he will be in. It's Anjanath. You can't go wrong with the regular old Brute Wyvern. Basil needs to come back too. Basil needs to come back. Falls under the category. Wait, did I put Savage? Did I skip Savage Devil Joe? I did. I skipped Savage Devil Joe. Savage Devil Joe is needs to be the master rank variant. But Basil, I skipped. I can't believe I skipped Savage Devil Joe. Basil falls under behind Rajang and Devil Joe. He's an invader. It'd be cool to have Kurapiko call in Basil Goose or call in Devil Joe and have them invade your fight and shit like that. It'd be a lot of fun, just like the old Tri days and all that. Dodogama. I'm not a Dodogama enjoyer, okay? I know a lot of people like Dodogama. I'm not a big fan of him. Probably won't make it back in. I mean, like, I know everybody would want Dodogama back in. I'm surprised Dodogama wasn't even in the top 5 because everybody loves him. But I don't want Dodogama to come back. Great Gyros, don't want him back. Paralysis is annoying, but it just falls under the greats and stuff, along with Jagras. I feel like he should just be left behind in the new world. Gyarados, I do not want this fucking thing in. I hate that they chose Gyarados over Plesioth in Rise. It's a no for me. It's a no for me. Gyarados, water's annoying, the mud's annoying. No thank you. Kulu-Yaku, again, a lot of these new world monsters don't stick out to me. Kulu-Yaku did not stick out to me. It's a funny chicken that fucking has the rock every time, and I keep dinging off of it. So I don't want Kulu. Kulu was in Rise. Kulu was in World. Don't want Kulu. Give Kurapika the chance it deserves. Legiana. Legiana annoys me, but I'd like to see him come back. We didn't get him in World. We got him in World. We didn't get him in Rise. But I would like to see him come back for the ice area and all that. Maybe have some turf wars with like Kezu and shit like that. Because Kezu didn't get turf wars in Rise. But I would definitely like to see Legiana come back. Odogaron. So here's the thing. Odogaron falls under the category. No, it doesn't fall under the category. Okay, I want the dog type monsters to come back. I would like to see Odogaron come back. I want these dog type monsters because in our Frontiers video there are going to be some monsters that fall with the Garen category of monsters. So that's why I put Odogaron to come back instead. Palumu, I do not want to see Palumu. Don't want Wilds. Same with Pookie. These two, just no. There are other better flying and bird wyverns that have their time. Pookie was in Rise. Palumu is just annoying. You can't fucking get it out of the sky. No, thank you. Radaban, I'm okay. I don't want him in. Radaban is literally just Bone Uragan. Don't want to see it. Just, it's fun breaking off the bones and stuff. But it just gets to a certain part where it's just like, no. Sitsi-Yaku. Don't want. I feel like, what was it? I feel like if like Gypsaros would be a lot better to have like the stun and stuff like that. But Sitsi can stay in the world along with Toby and all of them. He was in Rise. He had his time to let other monsters get some time in the sun, older monsters and all that. Culve, sadly, I love fighting her, but I don't think she will be in. She won't be in, mainly because of her size and her arena and all that. The Caverns of El Dorado. She won't be making it in, sadly. Val needs to come back. Both New World, New Elders need to come back. Even though I can't stand Effluvium, Val Hazak should come back. He wasn't in Rise for some reason. It made sense to bring him back because you did like an Eastern, or no, it was Western, right? Yeah, Western monsters and all that, with Malzeno being a vampire, Lunagaron being a werewolf, and Garangolm being a Frankenstein type monster, when you should have had Val Hazak for a zombie. You missed that out. So Val Hazak not being in Rise was such a big miss, and I feel like he should come back, which would be pretty cool. I don't know. I don't know if they'll have like a routing region like they did in World, but it'd still be cool to see him come back and get another chance. Xeno's not making it back. It's an end game monster, final boss monster. Won't be coming back. Zora, same thing with Siege monsters. Zora's not coming back for sure. Please don't bring back Zora at all. It was a story monster and that was it. Thankfully, it won't come back. Right? Capcom? Right? Alright. Iceborne. Acidic Glavenus. I don't want Acidic Glavenus. Because, again, with the Gammoth, everything with Gammoth and all that, I don't think it'd be cool to see Glavenus come back. Or even with its subspecies, even though I do like Acidic Glavenus, it's pretty cool. Banbaro. I don't want Banbaro to be in Wilds. I don't. It's a low-key invader. It's annoying. when you're fighting like a Zinogre or something like that, and it comes out of nowhere with the tree on its horns, and it wipes you out. So it's a no for me. Bambaro, no. Beatotus, I don't want in. Even though he is pretty cool. I like the snowfish. I feel like I just don't feel like he has a place in Wilds. It could show up down the line, but I don't think DLC monsters like Bambaro and Beatotus will show up later on. They didn't show up at all in Rise or anything like that. Coral Pookie, I don't want. It's such an annoying fight. First 2 times fighting it was such a pain in the ass. I don't want this thing to come back. I don't want a lot of these subspecies to come back. But Coral Pookie was annoying with the water, and it just did so much damage. It did so much damage, it's not even a joke. So yeah, Coral Pookie's a no-no. Ebony Odogaron. I would like to see Ebony Odogaron, but I don't think he would. Come on, I want just like the regular base forms of these guys. We didn't get Coral Pookie or Fulguranja or Viper Kadachi when Rise came out, or their DLCs and the DLC and all that. So I don't think it would be. I don't want Ebony Odo to show up. Frostfang, don't want. Even though we didn't get it in Rise, I don't want it. I feel like it was something special for Rise. World, excuse me, because of the whole Iceborne aesthetic and all that. Sort of similar, like what Primal Malzeno was to the ending of it. It's Sunbreak. The sun's breaking on this monster after being in it, shrouded in darkness for all the time. So Frostfang, I feel like, was just special for Iceborne because of the whole ice aesthetic. Fulgur again falls under the category of subspecies that I just don't want to see because I want the main monsters to show up. I put him in that. I like Fulgur Anjanath more than regular Anjanath. I just don't think he'll make it in. He didn't make it in Rise. He didn't make it in Sunbreak. So it's just gonna be regular Anjanath and stuff again, because Anjanath's probably gonna make it in and all that. But Nightshade, Paolumu next. Do not bring this thing back. Do not bring this thing back. I hate the sleep, and I hate that he just sits in the fucking air. Nightshade. Don't bring it back. Do not bring it back. Please, kindly do not bring back Nightshade Paolumu. The most annoying fucking... You have it sleep, and then you have it in the air constantly. Don't bring it back. Thank you. Seething. Seething needs to come back as a mastering variant for this guy. Much like Furious, much like Savage. So you just need to bring back these 3 invaders and their variant forms, and it'll be pretty much set. But yeah, Seething, bring it back. It needs to come back. Mastering variant. Shrieking Legiana, don't bring it back. Don't bring it back. It falls under the category of variants and subspecies. This thing just stays in the air more. Ice attacks are annoying. Don't bring it back. Period. Thank you. Viper Kadachi. Again, don't bring it back. If you're not gonna have regular Toby in, don't bring back Viper. Thank you. Black Veil. This variant just annoyed me. This variant just annoyed me a lot. I'd rather regular Val over Black Veil because the spores and everything go everywhere, and it's just a pain in the ass. Namielle. I think Namielle was just gonna make it in no matter what because she was in top 20. She made it in top 20, and it's a cool fight. It's a cool monster. Underwater fucking fish monster, but I think she's gonna be in no matter what, even if it's like a high rank version of it. Ruiner probably won't make it in because of even though he was in the top 20. I mean, he was in top 10. He was in top 10 twice. He won't make it in because I don't know. Maybe he will be in. as like I think he'll be in just as a master rank variant later on down the line. This does because they have master rank versions. I feel like Ruin or Nergigante should stay as like a master rank monster. Same with Namiel. Safi. Oh boy. I don't know where to put Safi on this because Safi placed top 20. He was 16th. He was 16th. I really don't know how or where to place Safi, but I don't think he would be in. Putting him next to Kolv. I don't think he would be in. I don't think he would make it in. Unless they do something. It'd be cool to see him come back, but I don't think he's going to be in Wilds. Shara is not going to come back. It's a final boss monster, similar to Xeno. He's not going to make it back, let's be honest. Velkhana. Old girl is going to make it in for sure. She was top 6. She was top 6. Velkhana's making it in for sure. Whether it be a weaker master rank, weaker high rank version of her, but she's making it in 100% for sure. All right, Rise time. Rise time. Aknasam. I don't want to see Aknasam come back. I like the whole yokai aesthetic that they had for Rise, but the only yokai monsters that I like were Gosarag and Tetranodon, because the whole Namahage and the Kappa style, I liked it. I thought it was cool that they made him look like yokais, but Aknasam did not stand out to me. Almadron is an abysmal monster. I hate fighting this fucking thing. The mud, the water, it's everywhere, and you're taking nullberries everywhere. I don't want it back. Don't bring it back. Bishaten. Don't want Bishaten again. Hatengu. Don't want it back. I want just Gosarag and Tetranodon to come back. That's it. I don't think Bishaten's gonna make it back. On that topic, Gosarag needs to come back. We had something similar with these guys in the Sand Harags. Whatever they were, those monsters that were going through the desert, they looked very similar to Gosarag. I would love to see Goss in a full new engine. So please bring back Gosarag. He needs to come back. Great Izuchi, this thing is not coming back. He won't be in. He was exclusive to Rise and shit like that. I honestly don't think he's gonna come back. I think the Jaggies and the Baggies and the Roggies are just gonna come back. They're gonna come back instead of Izuchi being. Izuchi's gonna get replaced by Jaggy. That's what's gonna happen. And that's what I think what is gonna happen, period. Wait, I forgot Lucent Nargacuga. I need Lucent Nargacuga to come back. Lucent needs to come back. I love that version of Nargacuga. Magnamalo needs to come back. I want to see Magnamalo and Nergigante go at each other's throats. It was such a missed opportunity to have, what's his name? Nergigante not in Rise, because he was top 2. He was number 2 in the list, and they didn't bring him back. Which was wild to me that they didn't bring him back. He was the flagship of World. You bring back the flagship of Iceborne, but you didn't bring back the flagship of World, which didn't make a lot of sense. So I want to see Magnamalo and Nergigante fight. Plus Magnamalo is a fun speed run. Rachna, I don't want to see because I want Nerscylla to shine. And I want new players to experience the fear that is Nerscylla. Rachna, no. Somnicanth, Leviathan. I don't know. I don't want it, but I'm pretty sure it might come back. Tetranodon needs to come back. This thing is amazing. I love it. It needs to fall under the new category of amphibian trio like this. Tetsukabras, Amtrios, and Tetranodon. They need to make that a new trio. Tetranodon is an amazing monster. I love this thing. Its fight is fun. Its design is fun. I just love it. I love it. Look at him. He's just a big old chunky turtle duck guy. Platypus. Betty the Platypus. Crimson Glow. Crimson Glow's making it in. We know he's gonna make it in because he was top 20. Crimson Glow's gonna make it in for sure. Narwa and Ibushi and All Mother. These guys are not making it in. Let's be honest. These guys aren't making it in. Where is Narwa, All Mother? All Mother, Narwa. Narwa. Like this. And Wind Serpent Ibushi. They're not making it in. They were exclusive to Rise. They're final boss monsters. Again, it falls under the whole. Oh wait, that's Don't Want. They won't be in. It's like Shara Ishvalda and Xeno'jiiva and all that. Final boss monsters are not making it in. Sunbreak, Blood Orange, and Aurora Somnicanth. Don't want in. It's the same thing with Aurora Somnicanth. Ice, annoying. Can't have one without the other in the game. So if Aurora Somnicanth make it, I mean, if Somnicanth, oh my god, man. I'm gonna have an abysmal time editing this because of my stuttering. If Somnicanth isn't in, then Aurora Somnicanth won't make it in. But I don't want either of these two. Blood Orange Bishaten. I didn't mind Blood Orange Bishaten, but again, I don't think he's gonna make it in. Because I think the other cooler ones are gonna make it in, like Tetranodon and Gossarag. So, don't want in. Garen Golem. I don't think, sadly, Garen Golem won't make it in. It's a DLC monster. Similar to Banbaro and Beatotus. I'd like to see him. I liked the Sunbreak monsters. The newer ones, Garen Golem and Luna Garen. Luna Garen, I'd like to see. Actually, I'm gonna put these two right here. I would like to see them in. Because again, with the whole Garen species, like the dog type stuff, it's gonna come into play when I talk about the frontier monsters and all that. Magma Almudron, throw this thing out. Abysmal, fire, but the same mud monster but fire, annoying as shit. Don't bring it back. Scorned Magna, bring this dude in. Where are you? Bring this dude in as a master rank version. Bring him in as a master rank version, just like Furious, Savage, Seething, and Scorned. It all makes sense. A quartet. Violet Mizutsune. She won't make it in. Violet won't make it in for sure. I don't want, because I said Gamut. I want Gamut to shine, so it falls under that. Geisma Gorm will not make it in because it's final boss monster. Final boss monster falls in the category of Shar Ishvalda and all them. Malzeno. I think Malzeno is bound to make it in for sure. Because if Primal Malzeno made it up there with all the other monsters in the top 20, then I definitely think Malzeno's going to be in there. Because just because of Primal Malzeno making it in. Pyre Kadaki. Did I do Pyre Rachna? I didn't do Pyre Rachna. They don't have it on. Oh, they do have it on the list. Pyre Rachna Kadaki. I don't want it in. It's like I said, I want my girl to shine. I want my girl Nursilla to shine, and I want everyone to understand why I love her so much. And then I think that's it, minus from Primal. Primal Malzeno is gonna make it in no matter what. And I think I'm just looking over it. These are all variants. That Yangaruga is just Scarred Yangaruga and regular Yangaruga are the same thing, but just one's crazier. So I think that's it. Minus Hypnocatrice, Espinos, and Lavasioth, because they will come into play in the Frontiers video. But this is my list. It needs to be, I think definitely some of these monsters need to be in. Would like to see, definitely would love to see Akantor and Ukanlos. Because to replace, like, at least replace Kushala and Teostra in some way. And then we got the don't wants, but will be in. Capcom, if you listen to your fans, don't bring back Kushala, don't bring back Teostra. Find something new. And the big list of don't wants, because these fights are just shit, or the monsters are shit. And the won't be ends because they haven't been back in time, or they're either final bosses and all that. And the obvious will be in no matter what are the Wraths, the Diablos, the Zinogre. Oh wait, I feel like this. Let's see. Stygian will make it in because it was in top 20. Same with Abyssal. Same with Abyssal. I think Tigrex is definitely gonna make it in. It's Tigrex. And then yeah, the Megalas, Valstraxes. Mainly monsters that were on the top lists, the top 20 lists. Yes. But yeah, that's the list. This excludes collab monsters like Leshen, Behemoth, Ancient Leshen, Deviant monsters, Apex monsters, Risen monsters, and Frontier monsters. But yeah, that's this list. And then next, we're gonna do Frontier monsters.